up for grabs.
Okay, Hyman. Describe with the limited knowledge you have what I have been doing while we were recording Dark Souls.
It appears as though you've been playing a crossbreed between Flappy Bird and Goat Butt Simulator.
Yes. And why am I doing that?
Something about achievements or something? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm trying to get this goddamn achievement to get a score of 10 in Flappy Goat in the awesome game Goat Simulator.
And how long have you been attempting this?
We're coming up on about 4 hours. And my best has been 9.
Can you say obsessive compulsive?
Compulsive excessive.
As long as there's compulsive in it. So are you playing it right now, or is that just a loading screen?
No, this is me playing. This is me doing horrible.
Wow. I like how, in their attempt to make it look like Flappy Bird, I mean, yeah, it doesn't have the Mario pipes, but why should it? In the background, you see all those sparkles and things like that, and it's very reminiscent of Nyan Cat, so...
Well, I mean, the goat is shaped like Nyan Cat.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yes.
They're cute. They're real cute for making that.
Yeah.
But you gotta love how developers make nods at other things, or at least pop culture references.
So, how many times during our Dark Souls recording, when we were in like the downtime, did you just hear me yell out of nowhere because I fucked it up?
Well, that's the thing. I count at least 3 or 4 times where it'll be dead silent, or I'll be thinking or saying something, and then just out of nowhere you hear, "Damn it!" It's like, what are you doing?
Those would be all the times I got 9, and like on my last jump, I fucked it up.
Best buddies.
I can't even... Oh god. I'm trying to distract myself, because if I focus on it, I do worse, and it's not helping. Yep.
You must look beyond what you see.
Beyond Thunderdome? That's a Mad Max movie.
Yes, I know. 1 of 3. 4 at this point.
Yeah, but it's one of the trilogy, not of the reboot.
Right. I've yet to see any bit of Mad Max.
Any of them?
Any of them.
I've seen the second one. No, I've seen the second and the first one. I didn't actually watch Beyond Thunderdome.
So then the rule applies then.
I didn't make a reference from the movie. I made a reference to the movie. There's a difference.
Oh. So as long as I allege to source material, but not take from it, then
Correct.
I can make the reference.
If you make a reference to Resident Evil 4, that's fine. If you make the "what are you buying" joke, that's not fine because you haven't played the game yet.
So many restrictions. So many walls.
It's my way of forcing you to go catch up on all the stuff you missed from our childhood.
Shouldn't I be keeping up with the present and looking towards the future rather than dwelling in the past?
Well, you need to do both. You gotta catch up and keep the status quo.
I need to catch up, but all I've got is mustard.
2 out of 10. There's 7. 8. 9. Could this be it? Nope.
Oh, come on, man.
Every goddamn time. Every time on 9, I hit the ceiling. Not the ceiling, but I hit the top of the thing I'm not supposed to hit.
I'm over here on the edge of my seat watching this.
Yeah, I'm sure this is so invigorating.
I got a bowl of popcorn and everything, dog. You have my full undivided attention.
You're just here for the ride. That's more than I can say for the Dark Souls Let's Plays. You get about half my attention.
The other half, you're screaming at a damn goat simulation.
I almost missed going through the fog gate one time because I thought we were like still halfway across the map. And I looked over and you were going down the ramp and I was like, oh, I should probably pay attention. Nope. So, Hyman, you want to talk about the greatest movie of all time?
Sure, let's talk about The Wizard.
Good, you knew where I was going with that.
Oh, wow. I just took a random guess.
Well, we talked about the Power Glove earlier, so...
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I don't see why... Well, I see why people kind of don't like The Wizard. But then again, I don't see why they don't like The Wizard.
Well, I mean, the acting is like meh.
The acting is 90s with kids.
Well, as it goes for child actors, one of them nails their part because his job is to not say a word and he doesn't, so.
Yeah. Fred Savage also does a really good job in what the hell, that came out of nowhere.
I think Luke's here. Or not.
Maybe you should input the Konami code, that might help.
I'll be right back.
Okay, let me try that. Up, up,
Okay.
down, down, left, right, B, A, start. No. It made me ragdoll. Good thing I'm doing this on Xbox, which has the BA.
Okay, topic of conversation. How was Uncharted 4 Thief's Retirement?
A Thief's End.
There we go.
Pretty good. It's been so long since I played any Uncharted game, and I only think I fully played 2. I played parts of 1 and bits of 3. But really good. Combat was very fluid. The progressing around the world was really good. Only got lost a couple times, but that's mostly my own fault. The game does do a really good job of, like, not hitting you over the head with where you're supposed to go, but still guiding you there. Really good story. Really good acting on the part of the characters. So, overall enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've never played an Uncharted game.
They're fun. You'd like them. That doesn't surprise me, though. You don't play good things. You know, here's something we can talk about. I don't think it was undeserved, but the game launched to universal acclaim. Like, all scores 90 or above, I think. Or damn near close to it. And I'm not saying it didn't deserve that, but do you think that's the product of the hype of the genre because the other games were so well renowned, or do you think the game stands on its own merits?
Well, from what I understand, we're still talking about the Uncharted series, correct?
Uh-huh.
There hasn't been a bad Uncharted game.
Correct.
So the fact that they have such a good streak with them is all the more going to strengthen, you know, their fan base. You know, they're not going to lose anybody.
Like Dark Souls, basically. The only I said like Dark Souls, basically. The only people that bitch about Dark Souls are the people that don't, well, I don't want to say don't like Dark Souls, but the people that say that it needs an easy mode.
Exactly. Just, yeah, people who complain for the sake of complaining.
Exactly.
Now, games like God of War, sure, they have multiple...
God damn it! Continue.
Sure, they have multiple iterations in the same series and things like that, but it just got worse. Like, progressed, like, gradually. Not even gradual, it was by leaps and bounds from what I understand. The first one was groundbreaking in the fact that everything was brown and everything was muscular and like, guns and chainsaws.
But then it just went over the top. It went like Asher's Wrath over the top.
Now, Asura's Wrath is a good over the top.
Well, that's because it was a one-off.
Exactly, and it's great to have familiarity, if I could say that, something, you know, something that's familiar, I should say. But if you try to bank on that one too many times, you're going to fail.
Well, I also think that God of War suffers from the fact that the hack and slash genre usually doesn't fare well over multiple iterations. I think, like, yeah, Devil May Cry is usually held up as a pillar of that standard, but at the same time, granted, I will admit I haven't played any of the Devil May Cry games. If I remember correctly, the like hype started to wane after the first one, and was it 2 that really pissed people off? Didn't one of them pull the Metal Gear Solid 2 where they showed you the main character of the series and then made you play as another character?
I don't think that would have been 2.
I don't think it was 3. It might have been. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't played any of the Devil May Cry games.
Yeah, neither have I. I want to say it might have been 4? Was there a 4th one?
No, I thought there was 3, and then they made the reboot game.
No, there was a 4. Devil May Cry 4.
Yeah.
And that's the one that had Virgil in it.
Welcome to Steve and Steve. Talk about shit they don't know anything about.
Basically every Steve and Steve.
Yeah. Well, because you don't know anything.
I don't. Unless I'm given, presented material to at least give my 2 cents on. But all I know is that... See, the funny thing is, as history tells us, Devil May Cry would have been a Resident Evil game, would it not?
Wait, what do you mean?
See... Yeah, it's made by Capcom. Okay, so... originally, Resident Evil 1 came out, and it was like, oh my god, this is so revolutionary. Tank controls. Wonderful. And when they were developing Resident Evil 2, it was so drastically different that the developers said to the main company, hey, we kind of fucked up on this. Can we make it its own thing? They're like, yeah, sure, whatever. Go sit in the corner. And so they sat in the corner and made Devil May Cry.
Huh.
What's the other one? Resident Evil and... Yeah, Silent Hill. So it's not Silent Hill. Duh.
Also haven't played a Silent Hill game, unfortunately.
Neither have I, nor would I want to.
So, next Steve and Steve.
Oh, God. How can we play as Steve and Steve of a game that neither of us know?
I'll go learn it really quick.
You do that. I mean, in terms of, like, gaming history or gaming glory, not glory, but the fact that those games are so highly regarded, considering the fact that they were pioneers of their own little niches. But to me, they just seem old hat. Like, I really wouldn't enjoy it because I'm so used to today's standard in terms of mostly control. If a game does not control like I want it to, I really won't enjoy it.
I get that, but it's one of the big detracting features I think really annoys me when people talk about old games. They're like, this sucks. It's like, no, you're just spoiled.
Yeah.
It's like,
and that, yeah.
Whenever I play an older game, I always put myself in the mindset of the game. Like, I absolutely despise the N64 controller, having used the Xbox controller, which I think is even better than the PlayStation controller. And I grew up with the PS2. I did not own an Xbox until going into college. I grew up with the PS2. I loved the DualShock, and then I picked up an Xbox controller, and I thought it was a much better improvement. But at the same time, that's because we evolved over time to this point. So I'm not going to bitch about using an NES controller, a SNES controller, an N64 controller. I'll be mad that I have to use an N64 controller, but I've used it enough that I'm not going to complain about it.
That being said, I hate Mario 64.
Yeah, I still don't understand your argument for that one.
It just doesn't control well. Like, going with your statement of, like, putting yourself in the shoes of the past and saying, back then it was a revolution. Back then it was Mario in 3D. You could control him. And back then it was the standard. It was the new standard.
Yep.
I don't see how people stuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. And I've tried playing that game over and over again. I tried to get into the fun, but it just...
But you can play Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask, which handle only slightly better.
Only slightly better, and also they have less options for you. What can you do in Majora's Mask? You can either run forward, run backward, or hop side to side. In Mario 64, you have so much more to do that it's easy to fuck it up.
Uh-huh.
And then I just get frustrated with it because I have a very short attention span.
Yeah, we know about your short attention span. Oh, by the way, I just got the achievement.
Nice!
Got it! The Flat Master. So, I guess that's it for this little random video that we decided to just start doing because I got bored. So, I guess we'll see what happens from here. Hi, and say bye to the people.
Bye to the people.